Welcome to BioBox Labs. In this particular experiment, we're going to look at tooth decay. What causes tooth decay? So in another one, we looked at what causes bad breath, and we found out it's bacteria. And those very same bacteria are hard at work trying to decay your teeth. They find all the little things, the food left over that are trapped in your teeth, munch on them, and then produce acid and tartar that ends up breaking down your teeth tissue. So we want to take a look at what are some of the things that cause that. Particularly what we put in our mouth, for instance, drinks that we tend to drink, how do they add to it? We know that sugar is one of the things that bacteria love, and when they get extra sugar, they tend to increase the amount of decay that they show. So let's take a look at what we're going to do in this experiment. Well, it turns out that eggs and the shell of an egg have a covering very similar to the enamel that lines our teeth and goes around that. So we're going to use these eggs as our example. So in this one, in your bio box, you'll find your 3 beakers, you'll find a toothbrush, you have a magnifying glass from a previous bio box. Then you have some vinegar and you have some soda. And so we're going to take a close look at these. You'll need to provide your own eggs. Make sure they're white eggs, not brown. These ones are a little bit different in their covering. So we're going to put an egg into each of our numbered beakers, number them 1 through 3, and then we're going to add the solutions. We're going to add about 50 milliliters of water just to cover the top of this. So water is our control. That is the thing that does not have any substance that can add to the bacterial growth. Then we're going to add soda to the next one. What does soda do when it goes over our teeth? I'm going to let that one, the bubbles go down. In the third beaker, we're going to add vinegar. This is typical table vinegar that you might use in salad dressings and such, but it's going to show what happens when you have acid over your teeth. So we're going to completely cover this to make sure that eggs are covered. And then you can set these aside for a day. You might want to put some saran wrap over it or paper, and we're going to let it sit. What do these solutions do to the enamel of our teeth? So welcome back. It's now the next day, and it's been about 24 hours, and these eggs have been soaking in these various solutions. So we want to see what has happened. So you'll need a spoon to carefully scoop out the egg, or hold it in there, and you're going to pour the liquid off. So this is one, this was water. And now I'm going to take a look with my magnifying glass and look at the surface of the egg. Has it changed at all from the day before? Then you're going to take the egg and you're going to take your toothbrush and brush off the surface of the egg. Does anything come off? Does it change at all? And you'll put it right back in there, and you're going to add more water, and we're going to give it another 24 hours. So that's the control, the water one. Now we're going to do the same thing with the soda. We're going to pour off the soda on here. Take a look at the egg. Can you see anything different with the egg? Take a look at it with your magnifying glass. Do you see any changes in the shell? I think one's pretty apparent. Look at the color. That's just from soaking in soda for one night. So now you can brush the outside of it again like you'd brush your teeth. It does remove some of the coloring, it's true. And you'll go around and you're going to end up doing all of it, but I'll let you kind of do that. And you're going to set it back in your cup. And then we're going to again pour the rest of your soda. So make sure you save the soda from the day before. And you're going to again fill it up to the top. And we're going to give it another 24 hours. The third one is now the vinegar. So carefully pour off the vinegar. Do you notice anything? You might even see it even before you pour it off, that there's a bunch of like foam on the top of it. So when you are going to use your toothbrush, again, you're going to really carefully brush off. Does anything come off when you're doing this? Are you noticing anything? I'm seeing some white film come off of it, and in fact, the shell is beginning to look kind of thin. So we're going to put that in there, brush it all off, and again, just like the other, we're going to go for 24 more hours with the vinegar. Cover it up to the top, and we'll let it go for 24 more hours. I'll see you tomorrow. So now it's another 24 hours later, and we're going to see what has happened to each of these eggshells, which is representing our teeth. So this first one, again, is water. So we're going to pour off the water and take a close look at the egg. And again, if you want to use your toothbrush, you can grab that and brush some off of here. Does anything really come off? No. There's no decay on there. So unless there's bacteria, the bacteria will do that, but you can see that water does not aggravate it. In fact, you have a lot of water in your mouth and saliva and such. So now let's check about the soda one. Let's pour off the soda and see what impact it makes. Again, you can see on here, especially if you take your magnifying glass, you can begin to notice that for sure the shell has been stained. This is what happens to our enamel on our teeth if you continue to drink these dark colored sodas. But the most significant thing is the sugar found in soda that feeds those bacteria, that gets them munching away. And the soda itself is very acidic, and when you add the sugar, the bacteria create even more acid and cause the enamel on our teeth to begin to break down and to have tooth decay. So what about the strong acid here, the vinegar? What can you see right from the top? You can see that there's a lot of foam that's being produced, which is basically from all of the enamel or the stuff coming off of the shell. So we're going to pour it off and we're going to take a look at our egg. And we'll take that out, take a spoon, and I can already tell this egg has a very different feel to it. In fact, look what I'm doing. When I push on it, I cannot feel any more hard shell, in fact, remaining. The egg, and I can carefully brush it off, but all of the shell surface has come off, and now it's like a spongy ball. So the acid, strong acids, breaks down enamel. This is exactly what happens in your teeth, especially when it's aggravated by the bacteria in your teeth. So you're going to get a chance to do this at home and take a close look at it. But what can you do to prevent it? One of the things is toothbrush. Brush your teeth morning and night, not all day long, but every morning, every night. Get those bacteria off and don't get them aggravated inside their parts of your teeth. The other thing is watch how many sugary drinks you drink, because this is going to feed those bacteria to help break down your teeth, which is something you don't want. So quick tip, when you're doing this experiment, if you have brown eggs, let's say you have chickens in your backyard that lay brown or green eggs, you still can use them for this experiment. You may not see the stain coloring as much. And then the other is, because the shells are thicker, they may need to soak a little bit longer to get the same effect, but they still will work and represent our teeth. So just wanted you to know that. So today I want to give a shout out to BioBoxers Deshawn and to Jay in Arizona and to Sarah in California. Thank you for joining us, for your input, your feedback. We're so excited to be on this exciting scientific journey with you.
Thanks for joining us today. If you would like to become a BioBoxer and get your own experiments delivered to your door, subscribe at bioboxlabs.com. And if you'd like a shout out in one of our videos, send your names to info@bioboxlabs.com. See you next time.